Hey guys, it's Jason Creel and I am excited. Today I got a new piece of equipment and I want to tell you about it. It's my new ride-on spreader sprayer. Stay tuned. This is a Ground Logic spreader sprayer. They make the Pathfinder and the Pathfinder XC are the two spreader sprayer models. They also make just a spreader model. So what's the difference in the Pathfinder and the Pathfinder XC? The XC has a 16-gallon tank and a 220-pound hopper. This model has a 12-gallon tank and a 120-pound hopper. So I went with the smaller version for a couple reasons. I was not that one's right or wrong, but me focusing on mostly smaller residential properties, I didn't think I would need the bigger one as much, and I was just wanting to be as light and maneuverable as possible. So, but anyway, I've just got this machine today, been test driving it a little bit, has 2 hours on it, and just wanted to give you a couple observations right off the bat that I'm really excited about. One, and the main reason I wanted to go with this machine is the spiker hopper. I've started with a spiker push spreader and I really like the pattern the spiker throws. So I'm excited about this having a spiker hopper on it. But a couple of other observations that I really like about it. One, a lot of stainless steel. So fertilizer being corrosive can cause damage to your equipment over time and rust problems. And so I like the way this is designed, and I'm going to show you this a closer look at this. But then two, another thing is just the ground speed is good, and I'm impressed with how fast it goes, and especially on a larger property, which again I don't have a lot of, but on those big properties, when you're making straight passes, speed can be an important factor. And then also the turning radius is quite impressive, and so being able to make that turn and get back on the right path quickly is a real asset. So let me give you a closer look on the machine here and tell you a little bit more about it. All right, Ground Logic, let me show you a closer look at this machine. First we'll start with the hopper. So again, this one has a 120-pound hopper. You can get the bigger one with a 220-pound hopper. I like the one-hole design on the spiker hoppers. Seem like they clog less. You can see here I can open and close it from up on the control panel up top. Of course, you can adjust how much it opens or closes by the setting, depending on how much fertilizer you're trying to spread. Look down front, and this is where you're going to set the dial as far as how much you're calibrating your machine to the amount of fertilizer you're trying to put out. And I mentioned earlier about the stainless steel. I want to show you kind of the design. If you look up under here, it's sealed off. Back up in here, there's nowhere for the fertilizer to really get that's going to cause damage to any important part. So I think that's really smart the way it's designed to keep the corrosive materials away. And then, of course, underneath here is where you've got your sprayer. Let's move over on this side. Got on this left side of the machine, see here you got this handle, so I can pull this handle back and close that if I want to keep the fertilizer from throwing to one side. If you're going around the edge of a property, or you got a swimming pool or flower bed or something like that. And of course I can pull it back and open that back up if I want to keep it open and let it fly. This is an attachment that doesn't come standard. It's an extra accessory, but it's a little spray wand that attaches to the tank so that you can, if you just need to spot spray something, you can. You come up on the controls here. So it's a very simple design. Here's your on-off switch, your hour meter. Over here is your how you open and close the hole in the hopper that lets the fertilizer out. On this side, you've got your wide and narrow spray control. So how the liquid, how wide of a pattern is it spraying? And then, of course, if you need to go real narrow, you switch it over to narrow. And this, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to look into this, but I think this has something to do with the pattern that the fertilizer is throwing. So I'm sorry, I'm not 100% sure on that one. And over on this handlebar is your throttle, and on the left handlebar is your spray control. So if I want to turn the sprayer on, I pull that trigger. Then I'm gonna look down here. Got the Honda engine, which obviously are known, have a reputation for their reliability. You got your emergency brake. You got also have a foot pedal brake, and there's where you put the machine into gear. And it's just a pull crank handle on this to crank the machine, and then gas tank over here, and of course up top's where you can fill your 12-gallon spray tank. So I'm really excited about this machine. I'm looking forward to putting it to work out in the field and getting a real feel for it, but my initial impressions are fantastic. I love the way it handles, and it's got good ground speed, and just some you know, just the overall initial impression of it has been great. So I want to show you, let you see it run on video. I'm taking it for a quick test drive. Put a link in the description to the Ground Logic website where you can go check out their equipment. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I continue to provide more advice to those of you in the lawn business, and also helping the homeowners to have a better lawn. So talk to you soon. Thanks.